All right, guys, I've been getting some comments about how I wrap the handle of my stick, which is actually a traditional katana sword wrap. I'm kind of a big historical martial arts nerd, and I realized that I can make my own version for my hockey stick, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. So here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a scissors, you're gonna need some color tape to use for the underlay. That creates a nice contrast between the stick underneath and the laces on top. You're gonna need the secret sauce, which holds it all together and makes it easy. Some double-sided carpet tape. This is just the cheap stuff you can find at any home improvement store. And then you're gonna need your lacing. You can use regular old hockey laces for that if you like some of the colors, you like how that looks. You can use figure skate lacing, but by far the most durable stuff and the easiest to work with is gonna be traditional katana sword wrap, also known as Ito. You can find it easily on Amazon. I recommend getting the synthetic silk variety. So we're gonna start with the secret sauce, which is double-sided carpet tape. You'll have to cut it to size because it's going on the narrow part of your stick. I like to do about a solid 2 hands worth and a little bit extra. So I've already cut my strip here and I'm just gonna apply it to the narrow side of the stick. Then I'll do the other side. Now that we've got our carpet tape applied, we're gonna start adding the colored underlay. In this case, I'm gonna use some black shin tape. You wanna make sure that the plug stays on your stick. So you'll wrap it over the top and down to where you need it to be. Don't worry if it's a little bit longer than you are expecting to use. You can cut that later. In this case, I'm using 2 different color underlays. So now that we've got the black applied, I'm gonna do the gold on the other side. Now this tape is a little bit thinner, and because it's thinner, it's a little bit more finicky. That's okay, I'm just gonna stretch it tight, reapply it till it's nice and smooth. Now we got our nice gold underlay. Okay, now that we're ready to do the laces, we wanna pull the backing of the carpet tape off. Helps to have fingernails for this part. And you can see now it's just the clear, sticky side of the carpet tape. And I'll do that on the other side as well. Now that the prep work is done, it's time for the fun part. We're gonna do the katana wrapping. I've already got my Ito. I've done this quite a few times, and I know that Ito comes in a pretty long length, so I've already cut it in half. I'm gonna make sure that there's equal lacing on each side so that I'm holding it in the middle, and I'm gonna find the forehand side of my blade because that is the side that I wanna start. What you wanna do is pull it across the top and attach it on the sides where you have your carpet tape so it's held in place. Then you can start the cross braid. Let's cut to the whiteboard. All right, now this may feel a little bit tricky at first, so I've created a demonstration to help make it more clear. What you wanna do is you wanna take your lacing and you're gonna turn it in towards the hockey stick and down at 90 degrees, like so. Then you turn it out away from the hockey stick and over at 90 degrees, and that creates the first part of the cross braid. Then you take your second side, and again, we're gonna turn it in and down 90 degrees. Then you're gonna bring it out and over 90 degrees, and that is what creates the cross braid pattern. Now, just like on the whiteboard, we're gonna take the first side of the lacing, we turn it in towards the hockey stick and down at 90 degrees, hold that tight with your thumb. Then you're gonna turn the lacing out away from the hockey stick and over at 90 degrees. Then pull it tight to the side where you have the double-sided carpet tape, which will hold it for you. Then you can do the other side. It might feel a little bit difficult at first, but you'll get proficient at it quicker than you think. When you go to the second side, and all future sides, it's really important that you start with the same side of the lacing. In this case, I'm using the right side of the lacing first. Create the cross braid, hold it with my thumb. Pull it tight with the carpet tape. Let the carpet tape hold it. Make sure the other side is still tight. And then I do the cross braid again. Now, as you're doing it, you're gonna find that sometimes little things will come undone and you'll have to redo them. The carpet tape is, it's not perfect, it's not magic, but it does make it much easier on your fingers to use it. Now that we've done a few, you can kind of get a sense for how it's going to look. You may need to watch the video a few times, but you will get this. Now, the wrap does add a little bit of girth to the end of your hockey stick, and it can feel a little bit weird at first, but what I love is how it just puts your fingers right in the right spot, and it feels perfect on your hands. You can see why this was a staple for many generations of warriors. All right, so once you come to the end and you make your last braid, you run out of room here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take any excess lacing that might be there, just go ahead and trim it off. Take whatever excess tape is there, and you're gonna go ahead and trim that off too. So trim it up to where the laces are. Okay, now you can use any kind of tape to finish it off. Personally, I like to use plastic shin tape. And what I'll do is I'll just simply take that and I'll overlap the last little bit and I'll stretch it just a little bit as I'm going around. This is a good way to make sure it's nice and tight. I'll cover up any extra lacing that I have and make it look really nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the top, just to make absolutely sure that nothing slips off. And also, a lot of people don't realize this, but using a little bit of shin tape on the top part of your stick, doesn't matter what color, and stretching it out over the top like this, actually makes it so that it doesn't wear holes in your glove, which is another huge benefit of this type of wrap. Although you can certainly add this to any stick handle tape job that you do. And there you have it. Hopefully that went well for you. If it didn't, rewatch the video, try it again, you will eventually get it. It took me close to an hour the first time I did this to get it done. Now it only takes me about 10 to 15 minutes. Here's a couple examples of color schemes that I've done recently. You can get creative with your color schemes. And here's an example from a few years ago where I actually used the entire length of the Ito. So if you're really dedicated to the look and you want to use the whole length, it's going to turn out something like this. All right, guys, practice hard, build your game, and look great doing it.